This video covers the submission policy for courses in the English department. All deadlines are set at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you live in a different time zone, be sure to plan accordingly. For instance, if you live in the Pacific time zone, assignments will actually be due by 8:59 p.m. local time. While it may seem that you have less time to complete an assignment, note that since assignments open at 12 a.m. Eastern Time, that's midnight Eastern Standard Time, you actually get to access them at 9 p.m. the local time the day before. All students, regardless of time zone, have exactly the same number of hours to complete all activities. You may submit work at any time after an assignment opens. Once it is about 2 hours before the deadline, FSO and Turnitin may start to get bogged down and there may be delays with your submission. Try to get your work in before this danger point. The sooner you submit your work, the sooner you'll get feedback from your instructor, as we do grade in the order in which we receive the work. Once the deadline has passed, your instructor will still accept late submissions, but there will be a penalty. For the first 3 days, there is a 5-point per day penalty to the professionalism assignment for each late assignment. Assignments submitted after 3 days will lose the 5 points for professionalism for those first 3 days and then 10 points a day on the assignment grade beginning on the 4th day. If you are submitting an assignment late, it is a good idea to let your instructor know so that they may plan accordingly and so that they don't miss an assignment that comes in after the deadline. If you have a doctor's note or a valid excuse with documentation, please let us know so that we may also take that into account. If you must submit work on an outside source, such as the McGraw-Hill Connect or Turnitin, as long as you have submitted work to that platform by the deadline, you will not lose points if you forget to mark activities as complete on FSO. Your grade on FSO may appear as a 0 until your instructor is able to manually update your grade. You have graded activities in your textbook that must be accessed through the McGraw-Hill Connect. When you log into your instructor section for this term, it should look something like this. Check the top left-hand side to see what term you are signed up for, and below that you should see your instructor's name. It is especially important to check both of these things if you have taken English 1101 before at Full Sail. This way we know you're doing work in a section that will be graded by your instructor and that they can see your current work. If you are having technical difficulties, first contact FSO support and then contact your instructor. Be sure to describe in detail what the problem is and what you've already done to resolve it. This will help us help you. In the middle of your section, you will notice that there are the 3 Learn, Smart, Achieve modules. These are grouped together in one folder. There is one module for 3 weeks of the class, the first, second, and 4th week. There is no Achieve module due the 3rd week. The readings are grouped below this in weekly groupings. When you click on the weekly grouping, it will open and all of your assigned readings are listed there. If you are logging in and you're seeing different dates than the current month, you want to make sure, go to the left-hand sidebar and see if you are in the current class. If this is not your current class, you will need to log out and then follow the link in your instructor's registration details on McGraw-Hill registration in the Getting Started activity. When you successfully register for the section on Turnitin.com, your section will look something like this. Please note that when you submit your work, there are multiple steps to the process. First, you must put your name in and the submission title. Then you want to navigate to wherever your file is. I usually save mine to the desktop so that it's easy to find, but you do what works for you. After you click Submit, you will see a window with a little circle that moves, and it says this will take less than 2 minutes to complete. When that has completed, you will see a page that looks like this. It is asking you to please confirm that this is the file. When you look on the right-hand side, you will notice that there is a thumbnail of what you are submitting. Please make sure that this is the current version of the worksheet that you're doing or your current assignment. If you submit the wrong thing, it might take us a few days to find that you've done this, and it might hurt the overall ability for us to get feedback to you and for you to use that feedback. After you have made sure that this is what you want to submit, you must click Confirm. If you do not click Confirm, you have not submitted your assignment. There are two ways that you can be 100% sure that you have submitted this assignment. First, you will see a screen that looks like this. If you see a screen that says, "Congratulations, your submission is complete," you might want to take a screenshot of it. You should also receive a digital receipt to the email you have associated with the account. If you do not receive a digital receipt or you do not see this screen, your submission may not have gone through. So please be sure you do this with plenty of time to check that you've received your digital receipt. As I stated previously, instructors grade work in the order it is submitted to Turnitin.com. So if you submit an assignment late, it may take your instructor a while to get to the assignment. Keep in mind that it takes us 3 to 4 business days sometimes to get to our assignments, and that we are doing the best we can and working as quickly as we can while also providing quality feedback. We appreciate your patience, and please, if you submit something late, let us know so that we can be sure we have accounted for that as well. It may take up to 4 business days for you to receive your grade and feedback. Please check your feedback before submitting the next assignment. Now, we realize that some of you have very busy schedules and this might be challenging, but it is still a good idea to read through your feedback because we are trying to help you, and the comments we give you are tips for how to earn an A on the next assignment. You may request additional feedback. You may ask for clarification on comments or grade distributions. You may ask to redo an assignment for additional feedback. Now, you will not earn a new grade on an assignment unless your instructor indicates otherwise. And we ask, as you request additional feedback, please be specific about the questions that you have. It helps us to answer them more effectively and lessens the time that you will have to spend trying to understand and that we will have to spend trying to understand. Your instructor will respond to inquiries after they have graded submissions from your classmates. If you would like more feedback, you may also request an appointment with the Writing Center. Not only can they give you additional feedback on assignments, but they can help you move towards the next written assignment in the course. Now, there are some weeks where appointments fill up very quickly, so it's a good idea to request an appointment early in the week if you think you might want to meet with a Writing Center consultant. If you have attempted this course before, you may be able to reuse some of your old work. In order to do so, you need to send your instructor all previous submissions of the steps 1 through 5 assignments, screenshots or downloads of your previous instructor comments. In order to access those, you will see a bar like this on turnitin.com. You want to turn on both grading and similarity in this menu that's circled here. And then you want to download the current view by clicking the arrow pointing down. You also need to provide an active link to the ad you used, especially if it is not an ad on your current instructors list. You may not reuse old work if you cannot meet all three of these criteria. If, for example, you have an ad that is no longer has an active link, you will need to pick a new one. If you meet the criteria, you must still revise your previous submissions, not just edit them, based on feedback provided by the previous instructor, before submitting the new work to your new instructor. Turnitin.com's similarity index on these new submissions must be less than a 70% match for step 1, less than a 70% match for step 2, less than a 50% match for step 3, and less than a 50% match for step 5. Please note that worksheets for week 1 and 2 may be different than the worksheets you used in your previous section of the class, so you need to make sure you are paying close attention and looking at the current worksheets. Failure to follow these guidelines for resubmitting old work may result in a Level 3 violation of academic integrity. As you can see from this screen capture of the Academic Honesty Severity OOPS matrix, the first two bullets under Level 3 are submitting work for a different course without prior approval from the instructor and reusing work from a previous attempt at this course without meeting the requirement to apply the previous instructor's feedback. All Level 3 violations can result in a 0 for professionalism and a 0 for the assignment, which may result in it being mathematically impossible for you to pass the course. For more information about how to maintain your academic integrity while completing coursework, please review the OOPS matrix found in the Professionalism on FSO and ask your instructor if you have any questions.